Today we're gonna be installing a cooling package to our Volvo, which is tested up to 900 horsepower. So in the last episode, me and Markus had rock, paper, scissors, and I won, so I got to choose what we're gonna do next. So of course I chose some mechanical stuff, and we're gonna go to the garage, aka the studio, to see what we have there. We should have packages from Do88. We're gonna unbox them and see what the guys have sent us, and dive deeper into the engine bay and see what we can find from there and make it better. So here we have it, freshly delivered from Do88 Performance in Sweden. We should have an intercooler, radiator, and I think some intake stuff. We're gonna take a look now what they have sent us. First of all, Volvo K Jetronic, because the polar bears are freezing. It's anybody's guess what they mean with that. Nice! This is what I call an intercooler. Better control of the temperatures and flow rates and everything. The next package. Air filter. Nice. We can get rid of the old nasty one. Hose sets. Everything is labeled and packed nicely. More hoses. Then intercooler piping, clamps. Everything is here. Should make our life a lot easier. And last one, radiator. Since the overall goal with the Volvo is to increase the power, we're gonna also increase the temperature load in the engine, so help is really needed. Look at that. Custom radiator, aluminium, nice welds. I like it. I like it a lot. Markus is supposed to arrive with some stuff so that we can drain the fluids and just really get to work, because I hope that that's what you guys are waiting for too.
I see you have found the goodies.
Yes, the goodies were here waiting for us.
That's cool. So the thinking behind here, what we spoke with Isaac from Do88, was that the biggest radiator they have, that one has more than 350,000 kilometers on it. So who knows how much gunk is in there, what's the cooling capacity. We didn't have problems with the Folk racetrack, but it was very cold. If we end up modifying it further, or whoever wins the car later in the giveaway, if they want to take it further, they don't have to redo all these things that we are doing. So that's the philosophy here. And I have to say that Do88 had the quickest delivery ever, literally 2 working days. Great place to do business with.
Yeah, let's get the stuff closer to the car and get to work then. I want to take the intercooler off and the radiator. Screws are just turning and turning and turning, nothing is happening.
Pull the hoses and pipes off.
Oily bits.
I don't know if you can see, but it's not exactly clean inside of the pipe.
Zip ties. Don't mind me, I'm just working on rusty Volvos. Hey, one came loose. Whoopsie. Let's see if this is all loose. Da-da-da-da. This is the original intercooler. It's not a small one, but it is thin and it is old. So this is pretty hefty. We have successfully broken some things in the engine bay. Some brackets. This is a nice pillow. Retry. And of course, while I'm taking out these bolts, they might look similar, but they are not. So somebody's been here before. And so this is the part where you're gonna see me spilling 10 liters of old coolant on my face. I wonder if there's gonna be more coolant coming down than the container holds. Look at that, not a single drop. It doesn't even look that bad. Clear. Ah! We found a bolt missing from who knows where. Coolant looked pretty okay. Green, bright, no foam, no oil, no cocoa. But underneath the engine there's oil spillage. It could come from the top here where we can see that there's definitely some leakage. Ta-ta! There you have it. So, pretty significant change. I'm gonna leave that fan in there.
I think we have to call some friends in Sweden and ask what they usually use with this setup.
Is it too late to read the instructions now? At this type of installation, we always recommend that you have mechanical experience and knowledge about safety during work.
Let's remove all the rest of the hoses that we need to own. Now let's mock everything up and see how it fits in.
So, now that there's some room, let's try it in here. Actually drops in pretty nicely, come pretty close. But as you can see, the oil cooler was here. So the old radiator stopped here and the oil cooler was here. I don't think this is for this one. We ordered the wrong parts.
While fitting the new parts from Do88, we realized they were not going to be a bolt-on fit. In this particular model of the 940, the oil cooler and charcoal canister were in the place where the intercooler pipework was going to go, so we needed to do some modifications.
We'll ask for some advice and see what we'll do.
It's a new day in the garage. It's actually been a week since we were here with Anssi last time. So what happened that we didn't document properly in the previous filming day is that I got greedy with this radiator and intercooler cores. I wanted the biggest of the biggest, and it turns out that in this particular year model, the fitment of the intercooler and radiator are slightly different than the newer year models. So what we have had to do is relocate the oil cooler, remove the active charcoal canister from its place, and now we have clearance for both the radiator and the intercooler. The brackets to mount the cores would either have to be sourced from a newer model, or then we have to do a little bit of sheet metal work. So I think we'll opt for the latter. But if you have a different year model car, then you can communicate with Do88, and they do have direct bolt-on fitment coolers for each year model of the car. But just for the sake of maximizing the tunability of this car for whoever wins this in the future, we went for the biggest one, and today we are going to make all the custom fitment and move forward. But in the meanwhile, let's get this engine bay going. I've been tidying it up just a little bit with some soap and elbow grease, and it looks a little bit better than before, so that the new and shiny parts don't look completely out of place there. Waiting for Anssi to arrive, and we can get working for real. First time using both the little eccentric polisher from Flex and Geon's metal polish with the Geon heavy cutting pad, and this is a wonderful combo. Now we're working.
This YouTube show is gonna be about prepping and cleaning, not so much about building a car.
So another big amount, now
Wow! Rock a microphone! Straight from the top of my dome.
So another big announcement for the Volvo. We are in partnership with Rallysystems, who are an official customizer of Bilstein suspension, and they are building a fully customized trackday spec asphalt suspension from Bilstein components for our car. So we have to remove the front struts, they have to remove the shocks from the strut and put the new shock in the strut, because it's sort of an integrated unit. You'll see when the parts come out. We are at least doubling the value of this car with the suspension, and it's really exciting. But let's get moving with the project. I thought that we'll just mock up the cooler cores one more time and start mocking up the hoses.
Yep. Intercooler sits in the place that I think it might belong to.
Yeah. Let's get these off.
But they don't come off now.
I think Flex Tools sent us an angle grinder just for this purpose. Let's just get on with it. Once I was done with the angle grinder and Anssi was done mocking up the hoses, we decided to divide today's work into bracket manufacturing and suspension removal. Anssi worked on the struts and I started fabricating the custom brackets for the cooling system.
Looks like elephant skin.
Yeah, we need one of the rear shocks and both of the fronts.
Everybody can guess what's happening when speaking Finnish. It's raining rust. As you can see, it hasn't been clamping down from the whole width anymore. ABS reader is here and it's supposed to read the sharp edges of this. First one. But this one is not doing anything.
I'm just trying to follow the shape of this rubber, so maybe we can reuse this. So while I was making up the bracket, Anssi worked on getting the suspension of the car. I thought this would be a good moment to make a call to Isaac from Do88 and get some consultation regarding the cooling system's fitment. Hello Isaac, Markus from Grumblo.
Hi Markus, how are you?
Good, and you?
Not too bad.
I just wanted to consult on the mountings of the radiator specifically. How does the lower mount for the radiator look like? What would you say is the horsepower capacity for this intercooler and radiator setup?
We get that question a lot, and it's a tough one to answer to because there are so many factors.
Yeah.
But as a reference, we used this on a 945 with this Ford Barra engine in Australia.
Yeah.
They produced, I believe it was 945 horsepower.
Yeah. What's your recommendation for the fans? There's a viscous fan on the inside, and then there's electrical fan pulling from the outside of the units. But
I were to recommend, I would place it behind the radiator, so it rather sucks than blows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer that too.
Isaac is a guy who truly knows his Volvos, and the customer service from Do88 is second to none.
Thank you. And
Thank you. Take care, guys.
yeah.
Yep. Speak soon. Bye now.
See you soon. Bye-bye.
We need to.
I mean, it's going to suck only from a portion of the radiator, but I think it's still better than nothing.
Still better than no sucking at all.
It's close. It'll actually work really, really nicely now.
Yeah, I think so. That we might want to give that viscous thing a try. Are you good with this?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'll keep on negotiating with this one mother trucker in here.
With the information I got from Isaac, I had a clear plan on what kind of brackets to make.
Put the nut back a little bit. Bigger hammer would come in handy too. It's stuck. Sorry for my Cruella de Vil laugh, but this is gonna be so enjoyable. Let there be loose. What a good boy. This is not pretty.
The right tie rod end was really stuck, so we had to get creative in how we're going to hammer it out.
Next I'll check this matta fudge. Let's see.
Not heavy enough.
Fine tooling.
Can we press it out with a vise? Oh boy, oh boy.
This is entertainment. This is no longer garage stuff. This is making ends meet, or
it's going to bring something to an end.
yeah, maybe I'll make a hole up there. So, nobody knows what that was, but take your best guess. Maybe we can use the Lincoln. Screws loose. I don't know what we're doing, but I like it. There's nothing happening. Maybe you should shout perkele a little bit.
At least we are removing a lot of rust from something.
Yeah, it is like lightweight racing car style.
I have the next candidate for you.
Welcome to the job interview.
A few more times I'll make an Insta story.
Haha!
Really? It just needed to rest a little.
Yeah, I was sleeping, taking a nap, and I surprised it. Anssi is an experienced car builder, and the only tools he uses are hammers or the biggest impact guns.
If you're done filming hammering, come check this out. I'll use some little bit more sophisticated methods here. I just have to use this thing at least once in this project.
Ooh, fancy.
Fancier than your hammers.
Well, that's just a big hammer with an electric motor.
But I don't have to use my skinny arms, I can just press a pedal.
Next we're gonna tackle the rear end. If we get lucky, the rear end should be a lot easier. There. What? 30 seconds? As you can see, I pressed it and it's not really retracting, so this is the part that is supposed to do the suspension. Bunch of suspension components are out, and now they're gonna go next to Rallysystems to get a hefty upgrade with some custom-made Bilstein internals.
I'm super satisfied that the Do88 intercooler and radiator are now fitting in the car. They are the biggest models that they could sell. Every episode, every filming day that we have here, every garage day, I'm just getting more excited of the final product. Maybe Anssi is joining the dark side and proving the doubters wrong on this.
Yeah, well, I'm excited. I'm really happy to work on it and just get the parts out and get new stuff in. And it's still gonna look like a Volvo, no doubt about it, but it's gonna be sweet.
All right, man, let's get the heck out of here. Next time we come back, we get to my avenue, polishing the paint and completely transforming the look of this car, so can't wait for that as well.
Nice bouncy Volvo. Oh.
I couldn't be happier with the result.